listeners. This is Paula Santana from 88.7 WRSU FM, and I recently had the privilege of sitting down with the up-and-coming Mexican rock band El Shirota. El Shirota as a band has existed for quite a while, but there's something different about this year and this album that means a lot both to the band itself and to the future of rock. Join me in conversation with band members Ignacio, Ruben, David, and Gabriel. Thank you for listening. I'll start with the first question, which is just, how are you? How was quarantine? I mean, I think you mentioned that you guys have been away for a while, like from each other.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in quite a while.
You've spent all of quarantine separately?
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah. I used to live with David, but I moved with my parents due to the quarantine. So actually, yeah, we've been separated for at least now like 3-4 months.
Okay.
It's been kind of hard, but we're keeping up the rhythm, you know, like making music online, sending stuff all together.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot of art people try to focus on their work. So
This is the thing, like you have to like music, you know what? And what I mean about it's just not, I like to play my guitar, I like to play drums. You have to be committed to it. You have to, because now, tough times, you cannot go out and play. I don't know how music has been listened to, like, you know, like how much music do people consume nowadays? No, did you quarantine stuff? So if you're doing music, you have to do it because you really like music, because you are really committed to it, to do music, you know, no matter what. If you like, and I think we all are committed to to do music no matter what.
I think David is trying to say that it's very different, like committing to play music live and to compose music, you know, it's like totally different things. And
No,
when
I meant what
know?
I meant like you have to be committed, because if you're not making money right now out of music, are you going to be willing to stop making music? And that's the committing, that's the commit I'm talking about. Like, if you like to make music, no matter what, you have to do music. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And that's one thing I have realized now that I'm in quarantine. I'm not able not only to go out and play with my friends, with Nacho, Ruben, and Gabriel, but like, and I know we are not making like money out of it. So I sat and think, and like, what am I doing? I'm and the thing is, like, I realize I love music. I want to make music no matter what happens, no matter if all the things that we have known so far as you know, as a society, like it's over forever. Like, if it's society is over as we know it, like I will try to, I will still continue doing music.
right. But I meant like I mean, obviously you need to keep up the practice, but I meant more like if you guys have been participating in like live streaming concerts. I mean, I heard some people were like putting paywalls on.
We did a live stream just at the beginning, but we played mostly. And now that the new record is out, we're wondering about live stream. So we got into a meeting like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and you know, like talked a bit about it. And I don't know, I think we all agreed that for us it's very important that these new songs be played first live, you know. So for us, doing a live stream right now, like spoiling the songs on a live stream, would be like very weird. So
and I also
we
think
miss a lot the live shows.
That music means a lot to us, so I think it's worth the wait to be able to present it for the first time with people, and to probably make a kind of aware of ourselves and the people that come to the meeting, that hour meeting with us, or an hour and a half, to really be grateful that we are able to do it again, you know.
It's a weird thing since, I mean, the music industry is evolving, to put it somehow, like towards that, right? Like the live streams and more into a digital phase era, whatever you want to call it. But since the El Shirota is a live band, since that's where we come from, that's where we want to stay. It's not that we don't want to keep on doing or like we don't want to play the game that's being played right now, right? Like live streams, whatever. We still want to stay positive about it and think that we want to play this record the way we think it deserves to be played, right? Like live with an audience.
Exactly.
It's weird. We've been watching live streams. We did one. I've done another one with another band, and it's nothing the same. You know, even more for a band that whose reputation precedes them because of the live show. We depend on the people that go to the show to have that outcome, right? Like if we don't have sweaty people in front of us, it's not the same. If we don't have people like running around in front of us or screaming whatever, and we don't feel that, we cannot like give that back to them. So if we're just having like a camera in front of us, even though the camera would be sweating or whatever you want to call it, it's weird for us. It's not that we don't like that platform. It's just that I don't think right now we're uh, not ready. Just we don't want to burn that bridge already. You know, we're gonna be doing that eventually because that's where the music industry is going. But nowadays, it's just like everybody's like trying. You know, there's nothing settled. It's nothing like everything's kind of new, but at the same time, it's all the same. So having a new record out, we don't want to become one more of the bunch that's doing that. I don't know if I made my point clear.
I think it's a weird spot, you know, like a lot of people are charging for the shows, and I know that that's not like bad, you know, but some people are even charging for a greeting. So I don't know.
Like
For
for
me,
a shout out.
it's a weird scheme, you know. It could be leading to some weird ways of exploiting music, and for me personally, the music is like something you have to respect a lot. So I don't know. For us, it's important, you know, to have patience and to wait to see what's it gonna be in the future. We're so anxious, you know, because we don't know what's about the future. But I'm confident that I don't know. Someday between today and December, we'll know really what is happening. You know.
Yeah, so I read a couple interviews where you guys talked about like the importance of, you know, just putting on a show, and you guys are talking about the identity as a band, of, you know, that's what the band means. It's like the life experience. It's a band that's been around for 8 years, right? So it's not surprising that you've only seen, well, you've only seen your final lineup as of yet. How would you describe the relationship the current lineup enjoys, and could you walk us through what the collaboration process is right now?
For this record, it was quite special, you know, like because we all we had a house, so we just mounted we just put some equipment to record in the house, and we lived for about 1 month and a couple of days together. So most of the songs were finished on that process, though we had been like writing some songs of these records last year, between like August and September. But the magic happened when that's my opinion, you know, the magic happened when we came to live together for a month on last winter, and it was quite fun, you know, recording and getting to know each other a little bit better, even the screams, and you know, like you're hanging out with people like so closely, and you're making music, and for us music is quite important, and it's about our feelings. So sometimes you're mad and you get angry because the coffee it's cold, it's not hot. So all those kind of emotions went into making that record. Yeah, the band has been like it has a previous work a previous work before this lineup came up, but this record, I think that was a special thing about this record, the way it was made. It was like, like a camping, like a rock school sort
You know,
of
like
like.
even though the band's been out, I mean, a band for 8 years, individually, every one of us um, has been playing for a long time, a long time. So we've had our shares of experiences, right? With other bands, with other members in other bands, And what I get from being in the band for like a year and a half now, is that ever since I joined the band, it wasn't a thing just like let's rehearse and that's that. Ever since I joined the band, we started playing. So started playing and started like touring, and that's when you get to know your band members the best. So when you're 24/7 hanging out with these guys, and you're inside a car, inside a van for like, I don't know, 8, 6, 10 hours straight, you gotta get to know them. You gotta like build up your patience. You gotta build up uh, your tolerance. Everybody's an individual, so everybody's different. At the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason, which is making music, playing music, and that's what first of all got us all together. And of course there's friction in every other band. I mean, if there's a band that has no friction, I don't think that they would be able to get to where to a point of success, because having those frictions, like those debates towards a bigger goal, is what makes you like stronger as a band. And we've definitely gotten stronger as a band throughout these experiences, right? So being on tour, playing, hanging out like 24/7, then spending a whole month or more than a month between rehearsals and recordings all together, knowing what they smell like, knowing how they laugh,
Watching one of your bandmates take a bath in a Target's bathroom.
yeah. yeah, like knowing who's snoring just out of the frequency they have, right? What
Frequency.
like no, I mean going, like being here and being down here, you only experience that hanging out 24/7 and mostly being on tour. That's what I've learned from not only El Shirota but my previous bands, and that's definitely what was put on the record, because before the record we were becoming a band, the four of us. And when we put out the record, we were this band already, and we've had our frictions and we've had our ups and downs, but that's what makes it special. That's what today makes El Shirota's lineup special. That's I think.
All right, and you spoke about you guys all having previous experience. So I just want to say, like, what do you all think you bring into the band individually?
Well, I am an EMT, so I always carry around my emergency kit with all the bands, so I can give that to them.
I can make jokes when everybody's sad. I can give them a good laugh.
I play drums with
more experienced.
I play drums with a click, so everybody's like really on point when we're playing. I don't know, it's different, I guess. Like musically, we all come from different backgrounds, so that's like one of the main points, I guess, when it comes to like bringing something to the band. At the end of the day, we all come from like a sort of like punk background, but through our experiences, we've like branched, yeah, like throughout different genres. Yeah, and now that's what makes El Shirota sound El Shirota in this record, right? besides that, I don't know. Nacho makes good French press coffee. Uh, Ruben drives very well. He's a good driver. I
I
don't
was an
know.
Uber driver for 3 years. I
Yeah,
must
yeah,
be a good driver.
yeah. I know how to like do the van Tetris. I have my share of experience there. I don't know. David's the one that makes those jokes when everybody's like either serious, angry, sad, and it's like okay, it like balances things out. I don't know. It's funny.
All right. Oh, so you mentioned, I also read some interviews that said about doing music is not, at least in the Mexico City scene, it's not really,
Profitable, for
yes,
example.
basically. So I was gonna say, like, what's the weirdest kind of uh like one of those side jobs experiences, and if any of those made it into the song?
Ruben and I were Uber drivers for a time. For example,
Like,
yeah.
I remember last year there is a really weird town called Caborca up north Mexico. Like it's actually quite close to the States, probably
Phoenix,
three
I think it's the
three three
closest.
2 hours and a half of drive. And this place is like is really crazy because it's a really small town. So we play on like a party, like a town party or something like that, like everyone in that town like was there, and people told us like, okay, like you're gonna play at 3 a.m. and we spent a really rough night trying to get to Hermosillo and stuff. Like all our equipment was, well, some of our equipment was stolen the night before, so we
Oh,
were like,
wow.
oh man, we're gonna play 3 a.m. And they told us, yeah, the party starts really, 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 really late here. And yeah, like, we didn't play 3 a.m., but we played, like 1 a.m. and the people were really, really excited about, like the bands that were playing. And it was super weird because it's one of those towns that even we are Mexicans, we didn't knew about, at least I didn't knew about the existence of that place. So as Gabo was saying, like, like hanging out with your buddies, play in weird places, like, of course, all those experience, like mm, get print into your work. Like maybe we don't talk about like very specifically, like very specifically about, like Caborca, but the feeling about playing. Like we had a song that's called Bob Rosendo, and when we were playing, we were imagining, like a mosh pit, and a young fella, like someone kicked him in the face and he lost his tooth, and we were like, oh, it was really fun, like this song it's being constructed to make people, when we play this Bob Rosendo song live, we are expecting people to get really, really crazy. So maybe not a place, maybe not a particular person. Well, there is a place, old songs from on El Shirota. There is a song called El Chiluca, which is a neighborhood near El Estado de Mexico where we lived. And one song is called Chiluca no es satélite. Nacho can tell the story
He
better.
can try to explain it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, not. I think every one of us, luckily, has been able to have jobs around the music industry. If it's like like Nacho wrote for a magazine, like a music magazine, or wrote, or I don't know, like he worked around that, like media and press. Ruben's been, I mean, besides being like a, how do you call that, Ruben? Like an emergency
medical technician.
I think he's the most the guy who's like
The furthest
far
away.
away from yeah. But in my experience, I've always been around music as a teacher. I know, producing, managing, and David as well. He's been always like writing music for movies, other bands. We've been lucky enough to be around music and not like having like a washing dishes job, you know, like at least from what I know. So we've been lucky around that. So every experience we've had around like our jobs or around bands, it's mostly like our own experiences struggling as musicians in a so-called scene in Mexico, and just like the constant struggle, and not like a negative struggle, right? Like a positive, like trying to become the artist you've always wanted to become in a city, in a country where rock music is not as popular as, I don't know, nowadays reggaeton maybe, right? It's I think is that's the main like experience that's printed in our work. Like from what Nacho's been telling us about the lyrics, it's just like getting to know yourself, like wanted to become that and like trying to leave that behind, right? Like, but at the end of the day, is the struggle that we live as Mexicans, trying to make a living out of music. It's I know everywhere in the world is kind of the same, but you know, we don't have the same audience for rock music in Mexico as you do in the States, right?
Right.
So it's a constant struggle.
That was a very complete answer. Thank you. Ignacio.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I know it's not very profitable to do music, and that's one of the things that has provided us, you know, like so much experience. And also so many people have gone through this band, you know, because we were at first just playing after high school, you know, like some rock songs. Then we got all into college. Everyone got into different decisions about their lives. Some of us wanted to go straight into music. Some of us don't. So we all have, you know, like very weird side jobs. But right now, I think that this El Shirota lineup is very, very into really being committed to music, you know. So I think that's a really important thing about this lineup, and that's what got us here, you know, to this interview, to this record, to this label we're working with, Devil in the Woods. I don't know, we're very thankful for everything that's happening, and I know it's hard times, but I'm confident that, I don't know, things will get better sometime soon.
Music will prevail. Yeah, that's for sure. That's one thing. It's the thing about music. It's not a primary. It's not a primary necessity. You know, like there is not a clinic case where someone has died because of not listening to music. But it has been one of the things that has joined us throughout all the human history. You know, like and it's very beautiful to be able to live of your art, and that's one thing we're pursuing here, you know, like, okay, no matter how the circumstances are, if they are tough here in Mexico or they are tough worldwide, we're gonna keep on making music, and we're hoping that this music it shows the way we are as persons, you know. That's the best thing I can, like, the best thing I can say to someone is like my music, because that's what we do. Like, I hope that my music and our music spokes, like, you know, for us, speak to us, or I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, and another beautiful thing about music is that you can that it can mean something to me, and probably it won't mean the same thing to someone that listens to it, or to Nacho or to David, and that's also a really beautiful thing, that you can take a lot of things from one, and you can, like Gabriel said, like branched it to a lot of different places. So one song that probably makes me go like sad or angry or happy, or make me feel like I'm being loved or whatever, it can make another one feel completely different. So that's another really beautiful thing about the music I think that we make, because sometimes we get like messages like from the same song, and it meant one thing to one person and meant another completely different to another one. So I think that's the goal, that to make someone feel in a certain way and say, hey, thank you, or not thank you.
All right, so now that we're in like what music can mean, maybe could you guys, I mean, I guess this song could also branch out, but I just know if No Sé Todo was directed towards anyone or towards anything in particular.
Sure.
Because I feel like it's
Not,
kind of like a conversation, right? Like,
not really. It's more about like experiences I've had with people, you know, like people that expect something from people, you know, like the pressure of it, the anxieties of it, you know, and recognizing that maybe after all you don't feel really well, but you are not really alone, you know, you have friends, you have family, you know. I don't know, for me it was like important, you know, to acknowledge this thing, and I don't know, like try to recognize that even if you know, you don't always feel good, there will always be people around, you know, you can be backed, you know. So for me it was the band, you know, acknowledging that I have friends, I have the band, I have the music, I have my family, you know. So I don't know, it's not really personal in any way, it's just like thoughts, you know, like speaking to, normally it's more speaking like to more than one people, you know, like some experiences I've had with people that, I don't know, it's like, what the fuck, you know. So, sorry for the cursing.
it's okay. That's the only warning. I mean,
What's the fault? What's the
What's
fault?
the fault?
What's the folk?
What's the
What's the
fault?
fault?
Yeah, I don't know, it wasn't personal, but I think it's a really good song because it has like this uplifting vibe, you know. So it's a really powerful song.
But just like Ruben was saying, even though things might get lost in translation, or like, since I mean it's in Spanish, but the way you perceived it might not differ, but it might be different from like what Nacho's right now explaining. So that's the beauty of music. That's what we don't want to be like literal or like textual when it comes to like lyrics. So you might interpret it in your own way, and that's what we like about our music. Even though there's certain vibes around certain songs, like El Bob Rosendo, like what David was saying, it's not a ballad, right? It's not, if we're playing like tupa tupa tupa, you cannot like slow dance to it, even though you might be able to, but it's the vibe's clear. But when it comes to like lyrics and like how you might interpret it, or what we want to like uh, uh, share with the audience, might be something totally different. That's what we love about the music we make. It's for you. We know what we were feeling individually as a collective, but then what you get from it might be a totally different thing, and that's the beauty of it. That when it comes to like a meaning, if you want to put it in
That's the
in
correct
some
one.
way.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that for me it was very important to get rid of the irony thing that's going around everywhere, you know, like this postmodern kind of thing where everything is like super ironic and super funny, but not really like serious, you know. It's not like really empathic with anything. So for me the lyrics on this record, it's really all about empathy, you know, and just like having a, you know, an orientation of your thought, you know, of your opinion of certain things, and not being like ironist about anything, you know. I think that there's not a single thing about irony in this record. We have a lot of sense of humor, but it's not really ironic in any way, you know. So for me that was like a really great step ahead, because I don't know, for me in the music scene, at least in the independent music scene, there's a lot of irony, you know, like a shield around that, this kind of sense of humor, you know. It's like a thing where no one can touch you, no one can, you know, like no one can really make a critique of you, you know, because it's just so ironical, you know, that it's like serious, not serious, you know, it's like a two sides, you know, like message. So for me, it's not like a two-side message. It's perfectly one straight message, you know, like empathy for me, it's like a thing, like a very important thing, you know, like not, I don't know. I just don't wanna be fooling around anymore, you know.
No, I've heard it's like all we have is caring, you know, and cynicism is just to a point it's just useless. But I mean, I won't, not too many.
Pretty funny, but
I get what you're saying though. It's pretty cool. So guys, we're definitely running out of time now. 2 minutes left. Actually 8 minutes past the time, but they let me extend it. So I think we could just maybe just get the I have one more question, but I don't know if we had time. I think
Go for it. Yeah.
Shoot.
Quick answers.
So for the video, I just love the video of like La Ciudad. I was like, how did you guys come up with that? It was just like,
the video was an idea from Alejandra Villalba and Cesar Ortiz and Francisco Sanchez. They're a friend of us, and they have done several videos with us. They did the first video for No Quiero, for Carreto Furazao, for La Ciudad, and also for Adonde Voy. And I think they have really cool ideas with the past idea of the actual president of Mexico and the last 3 presidents with all masks and dancing around Satélite, which is our kind of our hometown. And yeah, they have great ideas. So they came up with David wanted to make a video with a horse, but we couldn't find a horse.
Yeah, the four of us riding horses. So it was kind of tough.
I couldn't find my stallion.
Like a segue. Your stallion.
I couldn't find the proper stallion, so
you know, for a music video.
No video.
We didn't have the budget, you know, for
an actual horse.
For renting, yeah.
No,
for renting tamed horses.
Yeah.
Or to learning to ride one at least.
Yeah,
I don't know how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Horse riding classes were out of big
Out of the question,
You're listening, Mike.
No budget.
You know what we want. You know what we want in the future, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us right now. Thank you so much for just expressing it was great. You guys I answered all of the questions to like I had so many more questions, but you guys like really answered them fully, which I really appreciate. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a good day.
You too.
Thank you everybody so much. Really appreciate it.
It was an honor being your first.
My first interview. I hope all right.
It was great. Thank you.
Thanks, Bennett. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.